Hey everyone, it's Adam with the Tanya Clavey Foundation. I want you to know that I've heard that some people don't know what we do. So I'm going to tell you. It's very simple. We run fundraisers to raise money from you folks so we can put recipients through the police academy. Some guys can't afford it. Some guys wouldn't have a job if we didn't help, and that's why we want to do it. I named the foundation after my sister, Tanya, who passed away in a DUI-related accident in 1989. This is my way of keeping her alive. My mom, my family, my friends, and this community have all supported me with my cause the last 10 years. And we appreciate everyone that has helped us along the way. We are super happy to announce that we're having a dinner November 10th here at the beautiful Hidden Acres Barn in Palmetto, Florida. We will have live music by One Night Rodeo, a buffet. We will have donation-only bar. We have over 50 things we want to give you in our quarter auction and silent auction. We have things like Morgan Wallen tickets, a 5-night stay in a cabin in North Carolina. We have tickets at McCurdy's. We have so much stuff I can't even remember at this particular moment. But I want you to show up, please, and continue supporting us. I have 3 recipients to my right here that I want to introduce to you to show you that your money is going to good people who are repaying you and your tax money with their service. We appreciate you, and we want you to please continue to support us and our cause. What's up, fellas?
How you doing, Adam?
Good.
All right.
How you guys like this place?
This place is neat.
It is gorgeous.
Oh,
this
yes.
place is brand new, and I cannot wait for us to have a good time on November 10th. We're going to be rocking this roof off, having good food, and giving away great stuff.
Absolutely.
So, I got into law enforcement back in 2006, and the reason I got into it is growing up, my buddy was a supervisor for Palmetto Police. He was a sergeant. And I was always listening to him tell stories, and I thought it was awesome. And I was just curious, what made you guys get into this field? That's what attracted me, was him telling me about the job. Why did you want to get into this?
So growing up, it's always been a dream of mine, even when I was a little kid. I always thought about becoming a police officer. I grew up in New York City, a little more stressful over there in New York. It's not as easy being a police officer in New York.
Yeah.
But I never became NYPD. I always loved Florida. I always wanted to move to Florida. So I came to Florida, went to college, decided college wasn't for me, joined the Army. As I was in the Army, I knew I wanted to become a police officer more and more as I was in the Army. Once I got out, I went ahead and applied with MSO, and I got hired, and it's been amazing ever since.
Yeah? Are you still in the Army?
Yeah, I'm still in the Army Reserves.
What do you do for the Army?
So in the Army, I'm a combat engineer. We detect mines, we deal with explosives. Same thing what MSO does with Bomb Squad, we do the exact same with the Army.
Very nice. So not only are you serving Manatee County as a deputy, but you're serving your country as well.
Absolutely, and
Yeah.
it's been a pleasure ever since.
Yeah? You enjoy it?
Absolutely, it's been awesome.
Awesome. What do you plan on doing in the Army? Are you going to retire from there down the road or what?
I'm still thinking about it. I have some time before the end of my contract. I would like to do 20 plus years in the Army Reserve and continue with MSO for 20 plus more years, and
Nice.
so yeah.
Well, good, dude. Let me ask you this. When you went through our hiring process, was it easy or hard?
My experience with the hiring process was not easy.
Not easy?
I started my hiring process, I'll say, in June of 2021, and I did the physical test, and then I had some doubts in myself, so I decided not to continue with the hiring process. So I took my name off of the list, and then I came back 2 months later and rejoined or applied and continued where I left off.
Why did you do that? What changed your mind?
So at the time I didn't have a job. I was working, and I just had doubts in my head. I was living with my parents. I didn't think I could do it, but I just had gotten out of Army basic training. So I don't know why I thought to myself that I couldn't do it, and I knew I could.
Which is why you changed your mind, you reapplied.
Absolutely.
So you, at that point, when you applied and you got the call, like, you know, how did that make you feel?
Oh, it was amazing. Well, the process itself was very long. So I started in June, waited, I stopped for 2 months, and then continued the process. It probably took me about 6 months for the hiring process. I didn't get hired till January of 2022.
At any point, did they explain to you that you didn't make the sponsorship cut and that you had to be sponsored elsewhere?
I don't remember what they had told me. They had hired me, so I assumed that MSO would have sponsored me. But then,
So you didn't even know that we had to help on the back end until after the fact?
Yeah, I didn't know until when I got hired that I was going to be sponsored by the Tanya Clavey Foundation.
Yeah.
So and then that's when I met you.
Yeah, so what happened is, you know, Melissa, she picks you guys, and then she calls me. And she's like, look, this person, they're not going to be covered by us. Would you cover them? And then I ask her, like, well, who is this person? What's your feeling? Like, you know, I want to know a little bit her feeling on you guys. And, of course, she raved about all three of you. She's like, no, we want this guy. And I was like, you know what? Let's do it.
Yeah.
So...
I grew a bond with Melissa during the process because
it was so long.
It was such a long process. I was always in the
But she's
office.
great, isn't she?
Oh yeah, she's amazing.
So she answers all your questions, any applicant, and she helps you get, you know, the answers you need.
Yeah.
And so since you've been hired, you've gone through our training program.
Yeah, I went through the police academy 6 months. Went straight into agency specifics right after that, and then right after that went straight to FTEP.
Yeah. And then now you're on your own as a patrolman.
Yep. For almost a year, I've been on my own.
Me personally, the things I like about the job, and still do after 17 and a half years, is I love the ability that the community has given me the power and the right to hold people accountable. I don't know about you guys, but I really enjoy if we come across someone who's been victimized. I love the hunt. I love the... Let's figure out who victimized this person and let's hold them accountable. Let's put them in jail and then they need to be tried. What do you think drives you to do this? Like, what do you enjoy about law enforcement?
For me, law enforcement, you know, I grew up, my dad was a cop in New York City.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he was a cop for 23 years. He retired, wanted to move down to Florida, so this is where we came. Growing up in New York City, he was always working, and every night he would come home and we would always sit on the couch together and he would tell me what he did that day, and we would always go through on what he did and how he loved the job, and it gave me a passion for the job. I didn't really know that I always wanted to do this. So out of high school, I decided to go to college, came down to Florida. I was going to college down here, got a job, but I wasn't really finding it wasn't suiting me. So I decided to reach out, wanted to get hired by a sheriff's office down here. And I feel like working this job, I'm going to be able to do a lot more than just sit behind a desk and take phone calls or work with other people. I can actually go out, visit the community, work with the community, and put the people that do horrible things to victims in jail.
That is the most difficult part, right? We deal with all people from all walks of life, all in their worst moment. It really does take a special person, I believe. Like, it has to be something inside of you. Like, there's a drive inside of me, you know, no matter how bad of a week or day at work I have, I always have that drive. Like I said before, like, if I get a service call or we get deployed by our lieutenant, okay, go figure this out, like, that I enjoy. Like, not too long ago, there was a retired FBI agent and his wife were victimized, daytime burglary. And we started working the case, got some leads, and started hunting that guy, and ended up finding him. Like, that's super satisfying.
It gives the victim a sense of protection, that you're able to go out and help them.
People go through trauma, and they look to us, right? And I feel like it's a special type of drive in a person, male, female, doesn't matter, that puts them on the line between us and the people that are trying to hurt the people in our community.
Absolutely.
For me, I mean, and I feel like every cop should feel like that. And if they don't, then it might be time to change careers, right? So I know I asked him about his process. How did that go for you with the application process?
So my process was sort of the same. My process totally took about 4 months, but I also did not know about the money and all the scholarships that were going through. It was just Melissa, when I was working with the process with her, I did my physical and I started going through the interview and all the background investigations. And then she came to me and she said, you know, I'm gonna have to introduce you to Adam, you know, where we met you. And she told me that the process on how we're not gonna be receiving the money and how you're gonna be helping us out and to always reach out to you and you're gonna be a huge step along the way, which you were.
Yeah, and also, by the way, guys, I know that I offered and you haven't really taken me up. You can call me on work stuff. None of you call me for questions or nothing. Is it did somebody say something?
No.
Was that what it is? They're like,
Not
don't
yet.
call him? All right, just making sure. Because I'm there for you, okay? I know that when you're with your FTO, it gets to a point where you can't, well, you know this, you can't ask your FTO questions anymore, like you have to be able. So you can call me, you can call other people, other deputies for advice, because you guys haven't gone through FTO yet, right? You're at the end of agency.
Correct.
Okay, when do you start phase 1?
January.
What?
Yeah.
Why do you have to wait so long?
They got us in a little longer, extended version of agency specifics for
No kidding.
our class.
I think mine was a month.
Yeah, ours is going to be about 4.
Well, you're going to be ready.
That's for sure.
Yeah. Well, good, man. I'm glad it worked out for all 3 of you. I'm glad that it was an easier process for you, but also, like, you know, it's going to make you a better person when you go through stuff like that, when you have to be like, you know what, gut check yourself, like, I really want this. And you really wanted this job because of your dad. That's great.
did.
My grandfather was a policeman in Chicago and then in Arkansas. Big change, I know. That's where Grandma wanted to go. And, but I don't have any other family that did it. So it was actually kind of a shock to my dad. He was on the other side of education. Like, he was an electrical engineer and worked for NASA and all this stuff. And, you know, yeah, I think he was happy I found a passion, but it caught him off guard. And he's like, really, cop? All right, I'll support you. So, Kyle, where are you from, bud?
From New Jersey.
New Jersey? So all 3 of you from up there?
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Did you ride together?
Almost.
Yeah,
Yeah?
similar times, yeah.
How long have you been here?
I've been in Florida for 2 years.
2 years?
Been with the sheriff's office since January.
Okay. Do you like living in Florida?
I do.
Yeah?
Yeah, I like the weather, a lot of stuff to do down here.
And you like working for us so far?
do,
For
yeah.
Manatee County Sheriff's Office?
Yeah, it's been great.
Yeah. And you got hired the same time as Chris, right?
Yeah, yep.
Okay.
Same class.
Did you have an easy process with applying with us?
I thought it was smooth.
Yeah, it was
Melissa was
good.
there to answer all my questions. I thought the process, I didn't really have any hiccups. And she came to me, similar to Chris, saying that we might miss the next academy class if we don't get picked up by a sponsorship. And then that's when, you know, she asked me to reach out to you guys, and we got in touch and was able to fill out an application on your website, and it was easy.
Good.
Easy process.
Good. It makes us feel good, not just me, but everyone that helps me. It really makes us feel good that we are able to give you guys, you know, some help, because had we not, you probably would have to pay your way, or you would have to wait.
Yeah.
Right? And we need as many good people as we can on the streets working for us. There's a reason that, you know, the sponsorships are available, is because we don't have an abundance of people applying. So it makes us feel good when we can help. I remember my mom telling me when I first started this, you know, because I told her, I said, I want to do this nonprofit. I want to put it in memory of Tanya, and I want to do the scholarship thing. And she's like, all right, but you just got to make sure that Tanya would like them first. I'm like, okay, Mom. And I was like, well, how am I supposed to do that, right? Because there was a 10-year difference between me and her. And she goes, well, duh, they have to be good people. I'm like, okay, I can do that. So my mom is always thrilled when she sees, like, when I post photos of you guys, like, you know, a new recipient, and she'll call me, she'll ask me a million questions, like, who are they? Where are they from? You know, do they have a dog? If they don't have a dog, I don't know, you know. Do you have a dog, Kyle?
I have a dog, yes.
Okay, all right, there, you're still in.
Golden Retriever, yes.
Perfect. What made you want to get into law enforcement?
So similar to Chris, I come from a law enforcement family.
Really?
Yeah, my father was a K-9 officer actually in New Jersey for almost 30 years.
Nice.
I have 2 uncles that were police officers, so I've always been around it my whole life, hearing the stories, hearing the things that my dad went through, and I was always drawn to it. I didn't immediately jump into it after high school. I worked some jobs, never really found something that really captured me or that I really enjoyed doing, and took me till I was 25 years old to be like, why don't I, give the cop thing a try? And I applied to the sheriff's office, and they got back to me pretty quickly and went from there.
Good, good. And just remember, you guys, like where you came from. Sometimes you're gonna have some bad days, bad shifts and stuff. You just have to remind yourself why you got into this is your family. You just grew up knowing. That was the same with me. I just knew that I wanted to do it. I just always drove towards it. Had a little influence with my buddy's dad. He used to be a sergeant, like I said, at Palmetto Police, and he'd tell me all these stories. And really, what happened next? Just remember where you came from and why you're doing it. And when you're dealing with people, even in the worst moments, you guys have to keep that bedside manner, right? Like, even if they're being, rude, and it could be because they went through some trauma, right? And I know that you guys already do this, right? That's why we picked you. But just continue to do it. And if you see somebody not doing it, hold them accountable, get them out of the room, and you do it for them. You talk to the person, because like when someone loses someone, when someone suffers a death, sometimes they'll take it out on you because they're upset. That's the only way they know how to communicate. So just remember that, guys. Just remember where you came from, why you got into this. And we're super happy and super proud that we have you, okay? I want you to know that we appreciate you guys working hard, doing what you're supposed to, okay, and working for us, all right? And I want everybody that's given us money to know that you're going to continue doing that throughout your whole career with us, right? Absolutely. Right? Yeah, buddy. All right, guys, thank you for coming. I appreciate you taking your time to come talk to us and explaining who you are and where you're from. You guys coming November 10th?
Of course.
Perfect. We want you to show up November 10th as well, 6 p.m., 10 p.m., fundraising dinner, buffet barbecue, donation-only bar, over 50 prizes you can win, quarter auction, silent auction. We even have a band, One Night Rodeo. I know you've heard of them. Awesome band. Come here to this beautiful venue and please enjoy the evening with us and help us continue to raise money to pay for more quality people to serve you. It's a win-win. You give us the money, you're getting it back, because these people are helping keep you and your property and your family safe. We hope to see you. Have a great week.